So guys, I thought it'd be a great opportunity to give you an update on the Vision 484 build, which we've got standing behind us. We're going to take you a walk through the actual interior of the boat, just so you can kind of see some of the new features and just the space difference on the 484. Okay, so we're on the transom of the 484 now, and because we've got such a nice voluminous sugar scoop, we're actually going to put a watertight hatch in here, which will open up, which allows us to store light items like fenders. So instead of carrying fenders all the way to the foredeck and clogging up valuable foredeck lazarette space, we're going to have a nice fender storage here. This area also, one of the big things I've realized on boats, and I've been sailing with clients, we go and I say, where's your fishing gear? We look in the lockers, and it's just a crow's nest of stuff. So, and the lures don't breathe, and they don't have, they're hard to clean. So we're going to make a dedicated area here where all the fishing gear, special holders for your Rapala, skirts, squids, whatever you need. It will be a washable area which will be able to be closed and locked. So this will be a really cool feature. We're going to do a similar thing if you're into spear fishing. Special areas, put your spear guns, any diving gear that you want to be able to stow nicely and wash and just keep nicely aired. And then we've got another feature here on the Vision 444. We've got bars that pull out and lock in, and then we've got like a washboard or a retainer type boards that we're sliding. So what we're going to do, we're going to combine both, and we're actually going to make like a washboard or retainer type board that actually goes into a cavity here, pulls out, locks in, and slides away. So it's going to be really clean and neat. So some of the cool features that we're changing at the back of the 484. So on the 484, originally we were looking at a big glass window setup, but quite hard to clean. There's some privacy issues, and what I've done is obviously been sailing with a lot of clients and stuff. Obviously we have a big winch located here. It's pretty important having an area where you can, in rough seas, really stabilize yourself, be on your knees, because when you're pulling and handling rope, and people's stability always goes a bit out. Because the 484 is higher, we've had to put additional steps here, which is creates other advantages on the interior. We'll still have a nice window with an opening port light, so you can still get ventilation, and also doubles up as a nice fighting chair. So if you're hooking a fish, it's a nice area to sit and fight marlin or sailfish or tuna. One of the key things on the 484 is obviously we've got higher bridge deck clearance. We're just short of 1 meter now. I think we had 950 high from waterline. Also, headroom. Headroom's a big improvement. If you're a person who's 6'10", you're going to feel comfortable in this boat. As you can see on this black line here, this is currently, we're going to cut it down a bit. It's currently 2.3 meters, but the black line is where 2.2 meters is. So we're going to get great headroom in the saloon area and in this bimini area. So it's really going to feel comfort, more airy. We obviously got much bigger glass windows. Our windows are going to be more vertical, which is going to help with heat and for air conditioning and just the efficiency of keeping the boat cooler. We're also going to have 4 opening hatches forward around the mast area. We're going to make a dorade box airflow system, especially when you're going up the coast of Brazil and you've got a lot of water and spray coming over and you kind of want to reach and you can't really open those front hatches. We're making a system that you can open underway and still get airflow in tropical areas. So the saloon area is going to be fairly similar to, and the galley and nav area is going to be pretty similar to the 444. Already everything's going to be a lot bigger. For instance, the nav station is going to be nearly a foot wider. We can have a proper office style chair here. This will become more of an office stroke nav station, control station. It's going to be a great workspace, especially if you're working from your boat. So we're going to make it a bit more office stroke watch station, nav station. The area with our fridge freezers, we will be able to put a 190 litre freezer and a 160 litre fridge, or you can have it the other way around. You can have a 190 litre fridge, double drawer, and a 160 litre freezer. So you've got those options to play with and see what options work. In the saloon area, we're looking at a different couple of combos, but we'll do an update on once we've got all this information and these details done. So on the 484, this is different to the 444. It's a lot bigger. On the 444, this midship or this aft cabin head was a wet head. Now on the 484, it has a dedicated, it's a dry shower with separate head and basin, which is nice. Obviously, we're losing our pantry down here. However, we will be having additional pantry space dedicated at the end of the galley counters here. So we're just taking the space and shifting it around. Obviously, having a bigger boat allows us to move things around and just tweak combinations. We still got the systems locker. We made the system locker bigger on port and starboard. Just allows us to put bigger blackwater tanks, better accessibility, and just better use of space. So we're in the port forward cabin, similar layout as a 444, but everything just more spacious. So we got the same island bed, just better access, better height, more airy. We've got a hanging locker. We'll have storage cupboards, overhead locker. We'll have a nice area to sit to be able to put on your shoes. However, we do have a bit of a walk-in closet set up too. We're going to have storage lockers on the inboard side, and we're going to have more storage lockers on the outboard side. So this obviously, the cabin's going to feel a lot bigger. It's going to have much more storage. When you walk into the forward head, this is all increased in size. It's nearly 3 foot longer than the 444, which just means that everything is so much more comfortable and so much more spacious. So we've got a great space in the forward head. So this port forward cabin has just become a lot more spacious, a lot more luxurious. Same as the aft cabin, a lot more spacious and a lot more luxurious. Okay, so we're on the owner's side. Obviously you can see just the space is just massive. We've got 2.1 meters. We've just got so much more volume and space within the boat. We've got a nice, even bigger systems locker. We'll have countertop overhanging lockers. We'll have a nice seat over here. What's really different is we got a hybrid island bed set up. This is actually going to come over a bit here. This will where you pick up and access your engine bed. Your mattress will be another 150 mils on top there, just to give a relative height. What this is going to allow, it's going to allow us make it really easy to make your beds. Your duvet or your comforter will fall nicely on the sides. It'll make it much easier just to do general bed making. It's normally quite an annoyance, especially on the 444. It's quite hard to get it in. But with having our steps and our new combination outside, what it's done in the headboard, it's allowed a additional in the headboard, a nice area like a cubby hole, which becomes a bookshelf area for storage. Also up in the top corner, additional storage. So this is something which is quite nice. Plus either side we'll have areas where you can put your phone and additional storage. So this whole area with your USB ports. So this is on port and starboard. It's going to become a really nice cabin where it was pretty much quite a compact area on the 444. It's going to become a lot more luxurious. There will be little access steps, but because the bed's pretty low, it's not hard. Now, traditionally, a full island bed is quite high up and you need proper access stairs either side. Here we're doing a bit of a hybrid combo. We're still keeping this main bulkhead here to give us the rigidity and the stiffness that the Visions are known for. I didn't want to lose that structural integrity, so I came up with a bit of a hybrid system. Once again, we have our oversized doors, walking from the owner's side into the owner's heads. And this is just even more space, more luxury. You'll still have your washing machine and tumble dryer in this area. You'll have a nice size shower. You'll have nice cabinetry, a lot of space for your toilet area. So this is going to be a very similar layout to the 444, but it's just going to have so much more space. Obviously, we still got the nice wide doors, which is quite unique to us. Our doors tend to be a bit wider than average, so it really gives you this feeling of open space and roominess. Here we will still have nice hanging lockers, obviously, which will be bigger, so there'll be hanging lockers here, plus some shelved lockers. And then at the back of the nav station, we'll still have nice access for solar controllers, MPPTs, all that kind of stuff, with additional space underneath. So the whole idea with the 484 is that we're taking everything that works on the 444 and we're just taking it up a level. Okay, so on the Vision 444, one of the cool features we had was the workshop. We've just taken it up a level on the 484. The 444 workshop essentially was from here to the bow area. We have now added in additional big locker with shelving. So we've got a combo of pigeonholes, and we got a nice area for additional storage with a door. I'm also planning on this inboard side special areas where you can put your fishing poles and your fishing gear, which would stack nicely and really clean and neat. And then obviously we'll have our PowerPoint areas, and we will have our vices and nice workspaces. There will be additional hanging rail up top here where we can hang foul weather gear too. And then, as all Visions, we have the sacrificial stem, which obviously as a safety feature becomes a collision if you hit, or like a crumple zone like on a car's bumper, if you hit anything. So on the 484, we have two versions. We've got a 3-cabin version, a 4-cabin version, which is obviously we don't offer on the 444. We only offer a 3-cabin version. So this boat we're standing on is going to be a 3-cabin version. So this big TARDIS locker that we access from the deck is going to be even bigger than we have on the Vision 444. We're going to have higher fuel tank capacity. So we're going to go from 800 liters of water that we would have on the 444. We're going to be going to 1,000 liters of water on the 484. So we're just upping everything a bit. Okay, so we're still keeping the nice wide flat side decks as we have on the 444. We're keeping this area nice and vertical. It will be nice and safe. We will still have all our jack stays attached here. Being a bit more vertical means that we can come closer to the cabin top, which obviously makes it a lot safer. This area will be slightly raised like we have on the 444, but not as high, so it's a friendlier step. Keeping everything nice and flat, and then keeping in with the 444, we've kept the transition from the deck to the trampoline to a minimal. So we're currently only about 70 millimeters, which is a couple of inches. So it's a nice transition from deck to trampoline. Also, the 484 is a fully epoxy foam sandwich construction. So the 444 is a vinyl ester boat. This is a full epoxy boat. So we're just taking that up a notch. We're also looking at putting a full epoxy crossbeam and longeron, which will be integrated into the boat, which will make it a lot stiffer, stronger, and just take the boat up to another level. So this opening is a lot bigger, which is great. Really going to give you that sensation of indoor-outdoor living. One of the biggest gripes I have, most sliding doors, we beholden to using household profiles. So I've challenged my team to design a purposely made composite, potentially carbon double leaf door system, which is very low profile and packs away nicely. So we're looking at double leaf here, double leaf there, it just gives us a lot more settings and options. So we've just demolded the hulls of our second 484, so this is going along nicely, and we're just about to start our third 484. So we're getting nice momentum on the 484 project, and yeah, looking forward to having 3 of these babies out on the floor.